Oh, no, not yet.
We're live.
All right, we're live, I guess. That was weird. Welcome to Fridays with Sue and Steph. We're excited to be here. We missed last week, and I missed yesterday because the person I was interviewing about marijuana use, we forgot to confirm where we were located. And so we were an hour apart from each other, which was disappointing because I was really interested in hearing what he had to say. But we're rescheduling it. I'll let everybody know when we're rescheduling it. He's an addiction specialist, and he talks a lot about teens and marijuana, which I think a lot of people have found that COVID was really like an eye opener, right? Because you're really with your kids a lot.
Right. No secrets in COVID.
No, not so many secrets. Okay, so this topic was your idea, Steph. What's it like re-entering, and what are you seeing?
Yeah. Well, I can't speak to my kid because I was thinking about, I wonder what it's like for the kids, but I really haven't asked them too much about that, which I should. But for me, I feel like I have a lot of anxiety as I go to places I haven't been to before. And not because, oh my God, I'm going to get COVID or, I don't think it's that. Who the heck knows, right? What's going on in my head. But it's more like oh wait, I haven't done that in a while. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, what is that like? It's super weird. Or like, I definitely am noticing, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of people here. Or like, how do I get there? Or what do I do for this? It's funny. I was in a restaurant last night for a friend's birthday, and we were sitting outside, but they brought the menus around, and we were it was 2 days ago. And we were making a joke. We were like, oh, like, so now what do we do with it? We had chopsticks. We were at a sushi place. And so we were like, wait, do these get dipped in the water? Do you pick up the menu with these? You know, like everything looked so weird, you know, just so strange. It was funny. We went around the table and no one had been in there since pre-COVID. It was just weird. I feel like I'm putting a lot of energy into thinking about things. Whereas like everything was just seamless before. Now everything's like, wait, am I going the right way? Wait, what do I do when I get there? Like everything's taking a lot more energy.
We were just in New York, and everybody's still wearing masks everywhere. And it's not even this past weekend only. I think all of COVID, I spent so much time in my house that I never was a person who got comfortable with the mask. But if I take the mask off, I can't remember where my glasses are. Like there's some whole distortion of like,
wait a minute, back up.
If I'm wearing my glasses,
yes.
Either way, actually, something about putting the mask on or taking the mask makes me disoriented. Like I'm a little not sure about the like, are my glasses on? Where are my glasses? Did I actually take my glasses off? It's just a whole like really reorienting around something that's so weird. And especially like, you know, we got into elevators in New York and we were the only ones without masks. And we were like, okay, we're the ones who wore masks everywhere. Why is everyone who's vaccinated still wearing masks? But that's what's going on in New York. So then we started carrying our masks with us, which was like, I don't want to go back. Like I haven't worn a mask in Cleveland so much. It's not.
No, that's fine. So wait a minute. So like stores and stuff in New York, are there mask mandates still up? Like on when you go to enter a store, a restaurant?
I don't remember if there were mandates, but there were definitely more people doing it than not. The other thing that I've really noticed is I had this feeling like I didn't mind so much of the less activity during COVID.
Okay.
And now I have to decide, do I want activity? Like how much do I want to be who I was before? And how much do I want to integrate what I've been doing for the last year and a half? And I find it really complicated. And I could feel with my kids also that it's more stressful now in the sense that the decision is somewhat based on what's going around me as well. Like if everybody's out doing something, it kind of feels like I should be out doing something. When before nobody was out doing anything. And it was like, it's kind of like one of the things I love about winter in Ohio. Yeah. You know, your activity level in the summer is, it's a beautiful day. Let's get outside and do something.
Yes.
Which then has its own sets of like, what are we going to do? How long are we going to do it? I'm a little tired. We get home at 3:00. Should we go out for a bike ride now? And there's all these decisions to be made about good weather that winter is kind of like, you're a little bit hibernating. Like, wow, I went out for a walk this morning. I'm done for the day. Right? Like that is great. And now it's back to that same, like that same level of activity is possible now. Do I want it?
Yeah.
Like I had a meeting the other night and you could go in person or do it at home. And I did it at home. And I would have said to you before, I love seeing people. I love going to the meeting and bumping into people that you don't normally see. But I was like, no, clothing. I don't want to put on clothing. Yep. I don't want to spend the extra time. I don't feel like doing chit chat. Like, wait, who's saying that? That's not me. And my kids also, like, I can feel the anxiety level having ratcheted up around social life in particular, because like one of my kids says to me all the time, I am so tired from being so social.
That's a COVID comment. That's now.
Because now, like, it's like we have to muscle up. Like you got to start lifting weights and building the muscle all over again, because 2 plans a day feels overwhelming. But I already talked to somebody over lunch. I'm going to meet someone for coffee now. Like, you know, and one of my kids is back at work.
I think you're right. Like building a muscle. That's a great analogy. I hadn't thought about that, because it is exhausting and it is like conditioning, right? Conditioning yourself again. And I have a part of me that, you know how you don't want to work out sometimes?
Like Dan every day, who says to me, I don't want to go work out. And I say, but you're so happy when you did. And then he comes home and I say, how was it? And he says, great.
Yeah. I don't know that that's the dialogue for me for every, like, if I would make that analogy to like going out or whatever, like, yeah, I'm not always so happy doing that. Like
you're not always so happy doing what?
Like if I muster up the energy to go out, I don't always come home and be like, oh, I'm so glad I did. I'll be like, I'm more tired. I'm not necessarily glad I did.
Yeah. Well, I would say also, so we had company over and I said to everybody, okay, so I'm going to try a new thing. We're going to have an end time. And I really, really like it. And I also had a shower at my house where we called it for 11 to 12:30. It was the best shower I've ever done, like made or gone to, because it, you know, these things can drag out and it's kind of like you're still having fun. But then when you leave, you realize you didn't intend to be having a 3-hour meal with friends. Like 2 hours, an hour and a half would be just lovely and leave you wanting more, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so what are the other things? If anybody's on and has something to share with us, do it now. We'd love to hear from you. But what other things do you think are like the biggest changes? Like, I think something weighing on me right now is that I didn't go to the doctor at all during COVID. I mean, I didn't get sick, so I didn't go for that. And I didn't do any of my like annual stuff.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of panicked. I'm like, what are we going to find out? Maybe I shouldn't go for another year because I won't know. And it's like a crazy feeling, because what happens at your annual is you make the next annual appointment and it shows up on your calendar and you just go. But now I have to make a decision about it. And I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with that. Like, how many how many tests do I have to get?
Oh my God. Do you remember I was out of contact lenses. It was a couple weeks into lockdown. It was like April. And I'm like, how am I going to get my lenses? And you're like, you're going to call, you're going to give them your credit card. They're going to have it waiting for you. You're going to put your mask on. You're going to go and you're just going to call them from the car, see if they can meet you. If not, you're just going to go. I was like, oh my God, that's so brilliant.
You said what?
I was like, that's so brilliant. Like I remember.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is? I wish that like I wasn't so good at telling other people what to do.
Why?
Because I didn't do it. Like you tell me your problem and I right away can go like, well, I can see how you could do that.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, if my kid said to me they didn't make an appointment with their doctor, I'd be, this is my system. But the night before, write it on your to-do list, put a phone number there, then you don't have to think about it. Nothing is attached to it. And you just get on there and you make that phone call. And I'm like, I really have to call the doctor.
Right. Totally.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. But I do remember thinking like, oh, that was so efficient. That was so easy. And then I'm like, okay, why don't I just do that every time? So that's a whole thing, right? Like the efficiencies that have been gained are pretty good. Like there are some really good things.
Well, I would tell you in New York City, if they can figure out how to keep their restaurants outside on the street in the parking lane, the world would, I mean, New York's experience is so much more. If you could see New York being busier and people watching everywhere,
That's how it was.
oh my God, it was so much fun. I loved it so much. They every restaurant built like little alcoves outside with heaters in them. And some of them are really built out like very fancy, and some are just for like 3 walls. And
I love that.
It was so delightful. It added a whole nother layer of the dining experience. And I guess people are complaining because the streets are narrower and there's no parking. But as a visitor, I say keep it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something that is not good now are airfares.
Oh, how about the airport? Wow.
So it's fun. Okay, when was I last in an airport? I feel like it was right as things were starting to get busy. I feel like it's gotten way more busy in the last month because you were like the 5th person to say that to me. I didn't feel that it was the last time I traveled, which was probably 7 weeks ago.
When you went to Florida 7 weeks?
Where did I go in May? Yeah, very beginning of May or end of April, maybe. So it's almost 2 months, actually. I'm looking at the calendar. Yeah.
Oh, and you drove for your dad's birthday. So
so I wasn't in the airport.
So the airport was, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of people waiting in line to miss their flights. And then also, like, apparently they're understaffed because so like flights are getting canceled. So the airport it was shocking to walk in there. It wasn't even pre-COVID crowded. It was like more than ever crowded.
That's insane. And the prices, oh my God. I looked yesterday or 2 days ago and I closed that tab again. I was I got an email about one airline having a 50% off deal. Oh. And so I clicked on it and I texted my husband because we have a wedding in New York in October. And he said, yeah, book it. And then I never did. And now the price is like, instead of being, I think it was going to be about $150 round trip. It's like 400 and something now. Oh my God. It's crazy.
Just because of that stupid hesitation to commit.
I hate that.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, good to see you today. We're back and have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.